everyone. Meteorologist Hunter Ward. It's afternoon of January 12th. We've got a severe line of storms that just moved through. Some of you guys have been reporting hail in the South Asheville area, Fairview, Fletcher area, pea-sized hail. Some people said it hailed for more than 5 minutes. So a very strong line of storms with a dynamic system that's moving through. And now after this rain's moving through, we're going to change our mindset to snowfall. And we'll be talking about some northwest flow that's going to move in, some accumulating snowfall for the Asheville area, and even a little bit farther south, maybe more towards the airport. Higher totals once you get into those higher elevation, upwards of feet of snow if you get above 4,500 feet, I think, along the North Carolina-Tennessee border. But let's go ahead and just dive in. I want to thank Farm Bureau Insurance of Buncombe County. Patrick Cusack is our featured agent today, and CP Cruz Accounting on over there on Hendersonville Road. Adrian can take care of all your needs. Let's look at downtown Canton right now, the Milltown. We've got a little bit of rain falling on your Better Homes and Gardens real estate camera there, and look at the Bryson City camera as well. It's starting to clear out just a little bit there on the Better Homes and Gardens Bryson City camera. Grimes-Tice Anderson camera, heavy rain still falling on downtown Asheville, and that camera will switch to snow here sometime tomorrow. Banner Elk camera as well. We'll definitely be seeing that snow, 4 to 6 inches possible on this camera, so this will be a good one to watch. BannerElk.com live camera. Let's check a couple more around town. Cabbage Rose camera out in Maggie Valley. That one will get popping here tomorrow with the snow falling. Could see a couple inches there. Lynn Freeman Bush downtown Hendersonville camera. You can see that line of storms beginning to move through out there. You guys have already had a little bit of. This is on the Hands-On Children's Museum, a great place to take all your kids for fun. Country Fields greenhouse and landscaping camera over in Swannanoa. Oh, there we go. Got it up. Showing I-40 there and US 70 below. And the Marthaler Jeweler camera here on Hendersonville Road. You can see that traffic stacking up as usual there on Hendersonville Road going into downtown Fletcher. So Marthaler Jeweler camera there. So let's go ahead, turn around to my screen with the most recent model updates. We'll show you that snowfall map again here in a few minutes. Hasn't changed. I still think we'll be seeing similar totals as to what I was projecting yesterday. So let's go ahead and run this model out. This is an AM3KM most recent run. You can see those strong storms. And then here we go with the northwest flow beginning to build. 7 a.m., those highest elevation locations start to see snow, maybe a little bit before that. And then as the upper level low begins to work through during the day, you can just watch these streamers just really start developing, and they just ramp up throughout the late night hours of Friday and into Saturday. Perfect timing for some accumulation, no sun angle, and those rates will overcome somewhat warm ground temperatures that we're experiencing at this point in time. But another neat thing that we're seeing is even some snow showers here around the Wilmington, Greenville, North Carolina. Even Raleigh could get in on some snow showers tomorrow. It all has to do with this upper level low. It's going to be moving through, rotates itself back in the upper atmosphere, and that will allow some of these snow showers to develop and make it to the surface. Winds are going to be a factor throughout this entire event. I'll run it through for you guys so you guys can see. We had some pretty gusty winds here, just a few minutes ago, and that's kind of what you'll see initially. And then watch these winds really pick up out of the northwest. And so as Friday moves on, winds gusting 15, 20 miles an hour. Sometimes these totals are a little bit higher than what actually comes to fruition, but these are peak gusts that you're seeing here. And then as the day progresses, Friday, that upper level low moves through. Those winds really pick up even more, and we'll just see a stout northwest flow for pretty much 24 hours plus. And that's going to bring some significant snowfall totals to at least those highest elevation locations. And I'm about 95% certain that downtown Asheville is going to get some accumulating snowfall out of this. So our first decent event of the year, and we'll let this load as I run it out. You can see no snowfall expected tonight, but maybe around 1 or 2 a.m. we could see the highest elevations along the North Carolina-Tennessee border: Mount Clingman's Dome, Roan Mountain, all of those really high elevation, and of course Mount Mitchell. And as the day progresses, look, even 9 a.m. this model's showing a couple streamers setting up and affecting the area there. So as you run that out, look at those totals here along the North Carolina-Tennessee border. I mean, there's some really high totals that this model spits out. Not sure that that's going to come to fruition, but I think it's safe to say 18 to 24 to 30 inches possible here in these highest elevation locations. Kind of a crapshoot. I'd like to cut most of these totals in half, but even 15 to 20 inches of snow is extremely significant, considering that we haven't had hardly anything this year. So a great event for those those ski areas. Banner Elk should do well. Where Sugar's at, Beech Mountain should do good. Beech Mountain could even get, feet of snow from this. So just be prepared for that. If you live in those high elevation locations in western North Carolina, be mindful of that. You could very well lose power as these winds gust. And that could, most people are on wells, and that could just cause several nuisances that maybe you don't want to deal with when you're trying to enjoy the snow. So look at this banding that occurs here, right here along the, right here in the French Broad River Valley. And so we're seeing this begin to show up now on both the NAM 3KM and the HRRR model, which are our two main short-range models that we like to focus on. We're seeing that come to fruition on both models. That means that that some banding is going to set up at some point in time tomorrow evening, and it's going to be a little bit treacherous on the roadways, in my opinion, because we could have a little bit of accumulating snowfall that happens as the sun sets, and we get some a little bit moisture in the 700 millibar area up in the atmosphere as that upper level low moves through. So let me, for comparison, show you guys what the HRRR model is, because I know some of you guys are pretty savvy and know that we should use all models to compare. So we have got the HRR model here as well, showing that strip and actually a little bit more widespread event compared to what the NAM 3KM is showing, actually around 1 inch for the majority of Buncombe County, and then even farther south has a dusting into Hendersonville. So could that come to fruition? Many people have been asking me, is Hendersonville going to see snow? Is Transylvania County going to see snow? HRR model says that is a possibility, that the streamer could even band as far south as Henderson County. So be mindful of that. Watch, but as you move closer to the North Carolina-Tennessee border, those chances significantly increase for snowfall, even as you head up Future 26 towards Weaverville, towards Mars Hill, towards Marshall. All of those areas right there could experience 2 and 3, 4 inches of snow compared to a 1 to 2 inch around downtown Asheville. So really difficult call here. It's a matter of where this banding sets up. We've been talking about it for the past 2 or 3 days, that these bands will set up, and what exactly occurs. You can see this model even showing almost 3 feet of snow at Mount LeConte. Take that with a grain of salt. But know that these models are showing some high-end totals, and 2+ feet in those highest elevations is not going to be unheard of. So let's pull up my map one last time here, and just to give you guys a little representation of what my thoughts are I may need to extend this down a little bit farther south, but I think the dusting to 1 inch will probably be good for Buncombe County. And I have thought for a while that Hendersonville could see a dusting of snow from this as well. These areas, like Hayesville area, is and yes, we've got Cashers labeled a little bit off, and Mars Hill supposedly a little bit off here as well. So bear with me on those adjustments. I actually hand make these, so I place all the dots and do my best to get everything correct. But you can see here, as we get in those higher elevation locations, this could be low here, this 4 to 8, maybe should be 6 to 12 plus, and we could modify that later this afternoon and evening if I have a point. But I think that the 2 to 4 area and the 1 to 3 are pretty sufficient for where we've got them. So want to hear all your reports. Make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can find me on TikTok, Asheville WX, Twitter at HVWard, and on Instagram we're at AVLWX. So follow along. Let me see your reports. Join the Asheville WX weather community on Facebook. Show your reports there. We're almost 7,000 strong there. So really appreciate all of you guys' support, everybody chiming in. Check back soon for another update. We'll have you something here soon. Thanks.